What's up everybody, this is Teacher Ivan from NextGen Academy. Our goal in this channel is to help you achieve your highest potential and to help you understand subjects in the easiest and the most efficient way. If you'd like to get more tips and tricks on how to achieve A star in your IGCSE, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. Lastly, if you need any help in your studies, you can always head on to our website, link in the below, or our Instagram. Drop us a DM and we'll be able to help you. Enjoy this video and I wish you all the best. What's up next gen? This is Teacher Ivan. Alright, before we start today, I got something to tell you all. The next time you see your crush, you say this to them. Are you a bank loan? Because you have my interest. Alright, it's already 2:20 a.m. on a Sunday morning right now. I'm really tired, but I just finished up the paper. It took 2 hours for me to finish up this paper. And yeah, we're going to go through the FM22 paper today. So let's get straight into it. Okay, hold on. Let me share my iPad screen. Okay, I hope everyone's doing well. I know most of you are preparing for your exams right now as you watch this video. And yes, we will be doing this paper today. This is a February-March 2022 paper, variant 2.2. This is a pretty hard paper, especially the last question. So honestly, the paper has been really different. In fact, I've had some students who just sat for the May-June paper, the paper one, and yeah, it's very different. So please study hard. Don't spot any question. Don't listen to any teachers who say, there are certain questions that will come out for paper one and paper two. It's not true. Okay, just be prepared. Don't spot any questions for your ADDMATHS. All right, you can't do that. Okay, let's get straight into it. I hope that everyone is ready. This paper is a little bit tricky. There are some questions that are a little bit tricky. So let's get straight into question one. All right. A line L has equation 4x plus 5y equals 9. Point A and B have coordinates -6, 7 and 1, 9 respectively. Find the equation of the line. Okay, they want us to find the equation of the line, which is parallel to L and passes through the midpoint of AB. Okay, so this is a 3-mark question. Pretty easy, I would say. So the very first thing that you need to do is go and find the midpoint AB. All right, so midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 over 2 and repeat that for y also. Okay, so let's find what's midpoint AB, which is -6 plus 1 over 2, 7 plus 9 over 2. Okay, one very common mistake that students do, they always say that is x1 minus x2 over 2. Okay, don't do that mistake. It's x1 plus x2 over 2. So you'll get -5 over 2 and 8 as your midpoint. All right, then the next thing they say, the equation of the line is parallel to L. L is given to us is, L is 4x plus 5y equals 9. When they say it is parallel, it means that it's like your crush where, both of you are parallel, you all will never meet each other. Okay, so gradient is the same. So we got to find the gradient based on this equation, which is to rearrange it to y equals mx plus c. Okay, and then you'll get -4 over 5x plus 9 over 5. Okay, the main thing that we want here is this. All right, the gradient. So the gradient for equation L is -4 over 5. Okay, so since they mentioned that the gradient is parallel, that means the m will be the same for this equation also that we want, the equation of the line that we want to find. So just now we found that it also passes through this midpoint -5/2, 8. So all we got to do, sub into y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. Okay, so y minus 8 equals to -4/5, x minus 5/2. So we can x plus 5/2, which will give you -4/5x minus 2. And then we just put it in y equals mx plus c, because I prefer looking at it this way. So y equals to -4/5x plus 6. Easy question 1. All right. Okay, question 2. Okay, solve the equation log 5 8x plus 7 minus log 5 2x equals to 2. Okay, so how do we do this question? As you can see here, on our left-hand side, there's both of it is log base 5. So we can use the law of logarithms. When it's minus, then you divide the arguments inside. Okay, then it will be what? 8x plus 7 over 2x. Okay, which is equals to 2. We do the change of log form to index form, index form, where this will be your base, the 5 will be your base, and then the 2 will be your power, and the argument will just be by itself. Okay, so we want to solve for this. So 8x plus 7, 5 squared will be 25 times 2x. Okay, times 2x, which is 50x. You get 7 equals to 42x. And then let's find x, which is 7 over 42, which is equals to x. We simplify it and you get x equals to 1/6. All right. Okay, let's move on to question 3. Okay, question 3, the question C is a little bit tricky. Okay, a group of 4 students, 4 girls and 3 boys. Okay, so 4 girls and 3 boys stand in line. Find the number of different ways the student can stand in line if there are no restrictions. Okay, so there's no restrictions for this. So 4 girls, 3 boys, there are 7 people. Okay, it depends on how you do it. I prefer doing 7p7. Some people like doing 7 factorial. Both is acceptable and you get the same exact answer. So you can write either 7p7 or 7 factorial, which will give you 5040. Okay, just a 1 mark question. Okay, 2 mark question. Find the number of different ways students can stand in line if the 3 boys are next to each other. Okay, there are different ways to do this also, but I feel that this is the method that most of my students would understand. So the condition is that 3 boys, okay, which is all the boys, they always need to stand to each other. Okay, need to hold their hands together. These 3 boys cannot be separated. Okay, so what I like to do is to draw 7 lines first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then arrange the boys. Then we see how many positions we can find, or where can we put the boys at. So we can put at the first 3 position. Then from 2 to 4, from 3 to 5, from 4 to 7, and then the last 3 position, right? Okay, so all the empty slots will be for girls. So within the boys, you need to rearrange them. Within the girls, you also need to arrange them, like find the number of arrangement. So you can either write 3p3 or 3 factorial. So you can write 3 factorial times 4 factorial. So this is finding the arrangement between the boys itself times the arrangement with the girls itself. And then what you can do, you see here, how many positions? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can multiply this order by 5 and this is how you get 720. Okay, there are other ways to do it. Yeah, you can just use the way that you understand it best, because to be honest, permutation and combination, the steps are really, really short. What's important is that you all get the right answers. Okay? All right. Question C. Cam and Dia are two of the girls. Find the number of ways the students can stand in line if Cam and Dia are not next to each other. Okay, so who's Cam and Dia? They are two friends that were once good friends, and then, you know, because of a guy, they fought with each other, and now they are not BFF anymore. Okay, and there are two girls. So there are two ways to do this. Let me explain to you all. So the condition is that they can never be with each other. Okay, they can never be with each other. So it depends on how you understand it. Once again, the method that you all find the answer doesn't matter. What's most important for permutation and combination is when you'll get the correct answer. Okay, the first one we can do is you find the total arrangement and you minus off the arrangement that Cam and Dia are together. Okay, so because we minus off the arrangement that both of them are together. So let's find the number of ways that they can be together. Cam and Dia together, okay, which they are not supposed to be because they like the same boy. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's just say we put here CD, 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 CD. This was last time before the cute boy exists, but now after that, they cannot be like this anymore. Okay, so let's see. The other 5, right, is the remaining 2 girls and the 3 boys. So there are 5 positions. So when Cam and Dia are together, the arrangement would be 2 factorial, because we want to rearrange 2 of them, and then 5 factorial, which is the remaining 5 individuals. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 positions that they can fill up. So we multiply it by 6, and you will get 1440. Okay? And what you can do is, let's say there are no restrictions. Okay, if there are no restrictions, we will just put them as 7 factorial, because we can just arrange them in any manner. So the total arrangement would be 7 factorial, and then we want to minus off the Cam and Dia together, which is minus 1440. Okay, just type this in the calculator, you'll get 3,600. All right. Okay, the second method, this is a much shorter method, but you might need to think a little bit. Second method, it is when we find all the conditions to put Cam and Dia, just put C and D, in between all the other individuals, okay, the other boys and girls, in between all the others. Okay, so let's take Cam and Dia as this red color, and let's just put them as an underline. Okay, so they are, in total, they were 4 girls and 3 boys, right? Okay, 4 girls and 3 boys. So now the remainder of them, so other than Cam and Dia, now there are left 2 girls and 3 boys. So let's arrange them first. Girl, girl, boy, boy, boy. Okay, girl, girl, boy, boy, boy. Okay, it can be any, so we can rotate all these girl, girl, boy, boy, boy among each other. However, for Cam and Dia not to be together, we can put them in between. Okay, which is all these red color lines. All right, so they can fill up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, but it's to fill 2 persons only. All right, so what can we do? The blue color, which is the 2 girls and the 3 boys, we can consider it as 5p5 or 5 factorial. And then for Cam and Dia, they have 6 position and we can permute 2 individuals only. So we can write it as 6p2. And if you type this in a calculator, you should get 3,600 also. Okay, so it doesn't matter which method you use. Both also give you the same answer. Both also will give you full marks. All right, so it all depends on how you understand best on this question. Okay, just stick to the method that you know best. Okay, let's move on to question 4. Find the x coordinates of the points of intersection. Okay, whenever you see point of intersection, most likely you have to do simultaneous equation. Okay, between where? Of the curves, x squared over 4 plus y squared over 9 equals to 1 and y equals to 3 over 2x. Give your answer to 3 decimal places. Okay, one thing that you all need to look here also, when they say 3 decimal places, right? Normally, your final answer will be an irrational number. Okay, meaning we have to round it up to 3 dp. All right, so this will actually give you an idea already on what are the steps that you need to do. Okay, so we need to plan ahead and to also take note of all these keywords so that we know what to do when we come to a certain step. Okay, so that we don't get lost. Okay, so let's see. Let's consider this as example, equation 1 and this one as equation 2. So we want to sub with each other because we want to do simultaneous. Okay, simultaneous equation. So let's sub it in. Sub equation 2 into 1. Okay, so we will get x squared over 4 plus 3 over 2x squared over 9 equals to 1. Okay, let's simplify this. X squared over 4 plus, 3 will be 9. 3 squared will be 9. 2x will be 4x squared. So we can write it like this. Over 4x squared, 9 equals to 1. 9 and 9 will be simplified with each other. Okay, I want to make my denominator both to 4x squared. So I multiply by x squared over x squared, which will give me x to the power of 4 plus 1. Okay, this is 1 over 4x squared equals to 1. Okay, let's continue this. So x to the power of 4 plus 1, we cross multiply it, we will get 4x squared. Oh, okay. So you all need to realize this better now. So we move it all to one side, to the left-hand side. So x to the power of 4 minus 4x squared plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so this is in a way a complex quadratic equation. All right. So what I like to do for this kind of question, I like to use this method called the LET method. Okay, LET method. Okay, let method is just you let something complicated to become something simple so that it's easier for you all to see and to solve it. Okay, then after that, we change it back to the complicated one again, and then we solve it. Okay, so as you can see here, right, how we can actually rewrite this, this is actually, you can actually simplify it to a quadratic equation. So what can we do, right? Is we rewrite it as like this, the x to the power of 4. If you see the pattern here also, there's 2 times, then 1 times, then 0. Okay, this is actually in chapter 4 or 5. Okay, you all need to recognize this pattern. So what we can rewrite it as, we can rewrite the equation as x squared, okay, which is x to the power of 4 minus 4x squared plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so what I would normally encourage students to do is you let x squared, okay, equals to any alphabet that you like. So you can put it as A, Y, Z, whatever, okay, except X. Don't write it as X. So when we let x squared equals to A, then we can see that this equation can be rewritten as like this. a quadratic equation, and now we can solve it easier. Okay, so just now I told you all right, the keyword is the 3 decimal places. So you can use your calculator and check, okay, what method to use. I would always encourage students, before you all do factorizing for quadratic equation or cubic equation, use your calculator to check first. Okay, the older calculators can't do it, use the new calculator. Okay, so if you still have time to prepare for your IGs, just get the new calculator. It will help you much better. So in this case, we would need to use a quadratic formula because your final answer will be an irrational value. Okay, so how do I know? Use the calculator to check. Okay, we don't have time to go through that. So let's use quadratic formula. So we sub these values into the quadratic formula. So A will be equals to 4 plus minus square root negative 4 square minus 4 times 1 times 1. Okay, over 2A. All right. So let's simplify this. We get 16 minus 4 over 2, where you get 4 plus minus square root 12 over 2. Okay, so we got 2 plus and minus, so let's separate the plus. So 4 plus square root 12 over 2, I just type it into calculator, you should get 3.732. The negative one, you should get 0.268. Okay, but A is not the value that we want to find. Okay, remember just now we sub x squared is equal to A. So we got to change it back to x squared again so that we can solve it. So x squared is equal to 3.732 and x squared is 0.268. Okay, so x squared, when we bring it over to the other side, the common mistake for most students is that you just write it as square root. No, okay, use plus minus square root. So plus minus square root 3.732, and you get negative 1.932 and 1.932. Okay, so you got two answers here. Same thing over here also. So you plus minus 0.268 square root, and you should get negative 0.518 and positive 0.518. It's already about 3 a.m. right now. Yeah, the reason why I'm so awake is probably I drank coffee. No, I drank tea just now and like for dinner. And yeah, I just decided to do this math paper. Very interesting paper. Okay, is that good? Okay, let's move on. Question 5. Okay, question 5. Okay, so we see this this graph here. It's a quadratic graph. So what it says, the diagram shows a graph of y equals to modulus fx, where fx is a quadratic function. Write down the two possible expressions of fx. Okay, so when it's modulus already, right? Modulus means it's a happy symbol where everything becomes positive. So our original graph for this, right? It can be a smiley face. Okay. It can be a smiley face or a sad face, because both of it would also give you something similar like this. So if it's a smiley face, let's just follow this blue color dotted line. If it's a original is a sad face, let's follow this red color dotted line. As you can see, both also, if I modulus it, this one the negative will become positive. Here, the smiley face one, this negative part will become positive. Okay, so this is the first thing that you all need to know. Okay, second thing that you all need to know is the roots. Okay, we have 1 and 4. So how do we write the equation? If I have my roots is x equals to 1 and x equals to 4, so we can write it as x minus 1, x minus 4. Okay, That's how we write for the quadratic equation. In a way, we are working backwards. Okay, normally the x equals to 1 and x equals to 4 is the final answer. So we work backwards where we put it into the factorized form, which is your bracket. So your possible function for this, it can be fx, which is equals to positive x minus 1, x minus 4. And this is the blue color graph. Okay, and your other possible graph is just negative that same equation. Okay, because why? When you have negative ax squared, negative a, then that's when you get a z graph. Okay, because negative z, right? Okay. All right. Let's look at question B. Okay. Oh, I don't like this question. Yeah, if there's an easier way to do it, please write down in the chat, in the comment below, chat box below. Yeah, because this is a method that I figure out how to do it. The three roots of px equals to 0, where px is equals to 5x cubed plus ax squared plus bx minus 2, x equals to 1 over 5, x equals to n, and x equals to n plus 1, where a and b are positive integers. Okay, so this is the condition. And n is a negative integer. Okay, so we need to take note of this because we might have multiple answers, maybe some positive, some negative. So we need to take the ones that are stated here. So find px, simplify your coefficient. Okay, how do we do this? Okay, so because they gave us that the roots is x equals to 1 over 5, x equals to n, and x equals to n plus 1. Okay, so how do we rewrite it as roots? We make it equals to 0. So 5x minus 1 equals to 0, x minus n equals to 0, and x minus n minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so we can rewrite this equation as px equals to 5x minus 1, x minus n, and x minus n minus 1. Okay, so what we want to do, right, is we want to compare with this px value, okay, this px function. So we need to expand this where somehow we'll get some ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, and then we just compare it with this. Okay, this function that's given to us. Okay, so let's slowly open up this bracket. You got to be extra careful because the moment you multiply it, one value wrong, your entire equation will be wrong. So you got to double, triple check your plus minus sign and the value that you all multiply it with. So what I will do is do the first two brackets first. So you'll get 5x squared minus 5nx minus x plus n, and then multiply with x minus n minus 1. Okay, you can straight away cross multiply it, but you gotta be extra careful. Okay, just be extra careful when you multiply it. Another way to do it is you can actually rewrite it in this manner, where you put 5x squared. It's exactly the same thing, but it's just clearer. So you probably take about 20 to 30 seconds to write this. X minus n minus 1, then minus x minus n minus 1, plus n, x minus n minus 1. So sometimes writing extra to make your chances of making a mistake lesser would be worth it. So what I'm actually doing here is actually this will times this, and this, right? So your first term from your first bracket will multiply with all these three terms. First term from the bracket will multiply all three terms. Same things for second as well. Second term, multiply all three terms. Third term, multiply all three terms. Fourth term, multiply all three terms. Okay, so we just rewrite it so that it's clearer for us to see rather than we draw the lines over and over again that we ourselves also will be confused. Okay, so let's expand the bracket here right now. So 5x cubed minus 5nx squared minus 5x squared minus 5nx squared plus 5n squared x plus 5nx minus x squared plus nx plus x plus nx minus n squared minus n. Okay, I hope this is correct. Okay, one pointer to all of you also, keep the x behind. Okay, keep the x cubed, x squared all behind so that we keep a certain format. Don't mix up the, sometimes you put x first, sometimes you put n first. Put all the x behind, okay, so that we can see clearly and compare with here. Because you see, at the back here is normally the x cubed, x squared, x and all. Okay, so let's gather. I will just highlight so that you are clear. So this will be the x cubed term. These are all the x squared term. And then this is all the x term. Okay, all the blue one will be the x term. And then the rest, okay, the one that has no x, okay, independent of x. So fine, let's just put it together, okay, the same family. So you should get 5x cubed plus negative 10n minus 6x squared. So this is how you factorize it, plus 5n squared plus 7 plus 1 x plus negative n squared minus n. Okay, so this is a pretty long one. Okay, be extra careful when you all do this question. Okay, I don't want you all to just because one small symbol and then you all make the mistake and lose the marks. Okay, we want to try to avoid all these kind of silly mistakes. Okay, so what we want to do right now is we want to compare the coefficients, okay, of all the terms. So you compare, okay, with your CR given to us 5x cubed plus ax squared plus bx minus 2, right? So 5x cubed plus ax squared, okay, plus bx minus 2. Okay, so this will be compared this and this, this and this, this and this. Okay, so what I would do is we will start with the last one because there's n, we can find n here. Okay, we can find n here. The rest we have n and a, n and b. So we got two unknowns, not too good. Okay, so we don't want to start with that. So let's compare the coefficient of x to the power of 0 first. Okay, that means the one that don't have any x to it. So negative n squared, negative n equals to negative 2. Okay, which will give us n squared plus n equals to 2 when I multiply it by negative. Change it to a quadratic equation, which is n squared plus n minus 2 equals to 0, where we will get n minus 1 and n plus 2 equals to 0. Okay, where you get n equals to 1, n equals to negative 2. Okay, so which is the answer? So we got to check back to the question again. They say n is a negative integer. Okay, n is a negative integer. So we reject the positive one. Okay, so we know that this is the answer, right? N equals to negative 2. Okay, so what we want to do here right now? Okay, so we want to find our A and B, right? So we have to sub n equals to negative 2, sub it into here. Okay, let's compare the coefficient. Let's start with the x squared one first. So x squared will be negative 10n minus 6. So negative, okay, maybe I write the A first. So A will be equals to negative 10n, which is negative 10 times negative 2 minus 6. Okay, and we'll get 20 minus 6, which would give me 14. Okay, so I'm just comparing all the purple terms here. Okay, all the purple terms. We repeat that for x also, x to the power of 1. So x to the power 1 is b will be equals to 5n squared plus 7n plus 1. So n squared here, negative 2 squared plus 7 times -2 plus 1. Okay, which is 20 minus 14 plus 1, and you'll get 7. Okay, so this is for the blue color term. Okay, so if I were to rewrite the entire thing, your px should be equals to 5x cubed plus 14x squared plus 7x minus 2. Okay, not so fun question. 5 marks question. I think there's an easier way to do it. Okay, if you can think about it, just yeah, send me your working. All right. Probably will help other students also. Okay, let's move on. Question 6. All right, use the binomial theorem to expand 1 plus 3x to the power of 7 in ascending powers of x as far as the term in x cubed. Simplify each term. Okay, so they're asking us to just expand it until x cubed. So don't go and do more than that. It's only a 2-mark question. Don't waste your time. In your MF paper, you don't have time. Okay, so binomial theorem, we won't go through it, but you can go and find the formula in the second page in the formula sheet. Okay, so 1 to the power of 7 plus 7c1. So we can write it like this also. 1 to the power of 6, 3x to the power of 1 plus 7c2, 1 to the power of 5, 3x to the power of 2 plus 7c3. Then 1 to the power of 4, 3x to the power of 3. Okay, just type all these terms in the calculator. You should get 1 plus 21x plus 189x squared plus 945x cubed. Okay, 2-mark question. Okay, question 2 is an interesting one because this question hasn't been coming out in a long time. Okay, but I've actually taught my students on this question before. Okay, so it says, show that your expansion from part 1, so it has something to do with here, gives the value of 1.03 to the power of 7 as 1.23 to 2 dp. So that means we want to see your final answer will be 1.23. So what's the relationship between this and this? Okay, this and this. You see, so there will be a 1 plus 3 something times something should be equals to this value. Okay, so that's the first thing. What we want to do is you compare. Okay, compare with the question in 1. Okay, compare with question 1. Okay, so what we can do is 1 plus 3x to the power of 7, which is from 1. We compare it with what they want us to find in this question 2, 1.03 to the power of 7. As you can see here, both of it has power 7 and power 7. So we can consider that both the inside here, okay, your base will be the same, will be equals to each other. So 1 plus 3x equals to 1.03. We can find what's our x from here, will be 0.03, and x will be equals to 0.01. Okay, the next thing we want to do, now we know that x is equals to 0.01. Look over here. We found that 1 plus 3x to the power of 7, it also represents by this equation, okay, when we do our binomial theorem. So all we need to do is sub this, the x equals to 0.01 into here, and that's where we can get our answer. Okay, so we sub x equals to 0.01 into answer in 1. Okay, so 1.03 to the power of 7 can also be calculated like this. So 1 plus 21, 0.01 plus 189, 0.01 square plus 945, 0.01 cube. Okay, just type this in a calculator and you get 1.23. Okay, let's do question 3. Find the term of x. Find the term independent. Okay, the keyword is independent of x in the expansion of x to the power of 4 over 2 plus 2 over x to the power of 15. Okay, so when we say that someone is independent, okay, what does it mean? Means you don't need to depend on anyone, right? So independent of x means you break up already. Okay, you don't need your x anymore. So you're independent of your x already. Okay, move on with life. Okay, so now what we want to think is, think about how you can actually make x to the power of 0. Right? Because you're strong right now and you don't need your x anymore. Okay, so think about how you can make the x to the power of 0. Okay, pretty simple. So we look at, we got to use binomial expansion where it's a to the power of something, then times b to the power of something, right? The two powers should sum up to the n, okay, which is in here 15. Okay, this is what you need to do. You don't have to do a very, very long working. It's just a 2-mark question. So what I'll do is we write both the a and b terms first. Okay, both the a and b terms. So x to the power of 4 over 2 and 2 over x. Then, now as you can see here, this is x to the power of 4 and x. The two powers that we want to put should sum up to 15. So what is the power? And then, how can we, when we multiply both the x values together, it should be equals to 0. Okay, so what would be the answer? I'll just give you all straight the answer. This will be 12. This will be 3. Because you see, 4 times 3 and 1 over x to the power of 12. So x to the power of 12 divided by x to the power of 12. You should get x to the power of 0. There's the law of indices. In fact, this kind of question, yeah, they always come out. Just that this one, the power is a little bit bigger where they use x to the power of 4. Okay, so what do I write in front? Okay, the 15c what? Normally, what we got to do is we follow the second term, the power, if you look into the formula. So you just need to write here 15c12. Okay, it follows the power of the second term. So just type it in a calculator. 15c12, you'll get 455. Over here, if you want to just double check, just write the x to the power of 12 over 2 cubed would be 8. Then 2 to the power of 12, you'll get 4096. And over here, you should get x to the power of 12. So you see, x to the power of 12 divided by x to the power of 12. Now it is independent because you have moved on from your x. So type it in a calculator, you should get 232,960. Okay, and that will be your final answer. All right, let's move on. Question 7. Okay, in this question, all angles are in radian. So make sure you do this question in radian mode, not in degree mode. Okay, solve the equation secant square theta equals to tangent theta plus 3. Okay, where my theta is from negative pi to pi. Okay, please take note of the domain of the theta because it is very, very important for you to find where and how to find your angles. Okay, let's try to simplify this side here first. So secant square theta and tangent theta, you always have to remember also this is going back to your identity. So in the first page, so secant square theta can also be written as 1 plus tangent square theta. The reason why we want to do this also is because when we solve trigo, we only want one trigo, okay, either sine, cos, or tangent, so that we can solve the equation. We write it as a quadratic equation, so you get tangent square theta minus tangent theta minus 2 equals to 0, where you'll be getting tangent theta minus 2, then tangent theta plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, you will get tangent theta equals to 2. And then, okay, let's put some space here because I want to draw my ASTC graph. Tangent theta equals to -1. Okay, so back to your trigo, how do we solve for this kind of question? You got to find your base angle first. After find your base angle, draw your ASTC, find the region, and then find for your answer. So alpha for here, which is your base angle. Okay, so you just go and inverse the tangent. You should get 1.107. And over here, you should get equals to pi over 4. Okay, don't put the negative sign inside. So let's draw the ASTC graph. Come on, give me a straight line. Okay. So for the straight line, the ASTC graph, what do you get here? Okay, they say tangent is positive. So if tangent is positive means my first and third quadrant. Okay. However, they say my region, my domain right now is from negative pi to pi, right? Okay, negative pi to pi. Okay, so let me draw my alpha first. So my alpha will be here and here. Okay, so if we don't have time to go into this also, but how I teach my students is that you want to start from negative pi, you draw this. Okay, draw this. I think it's called a rotating line. Okay, we draw the rotating line so that we are clear on where exactly are we finding. So if you can read the point of intersection here, this is a very, very first part of your trigo, which most students neglect. Okay, so how you read if it's a negative like that, so you go clockwise. Okay, so the first angle that you can find in the negative region will be negative pi plus your base angle, 1.07. Okay, don't guess the values. I know most students, you all just guess the value. You all just simply just plus or minus. Don't do that. Okay, be very, very clear on this because when you are doing your IB or your A levels, you got to learn this proper method anyway. Okay, so for all my students, yeah, they are trained to do this very, very easy method once you all understand it. Okay, your second answer will be 1.107 because it's in the first quadrant. Just type this in the calculator, you'll get negative 0.34. This will be 1.107. So you got two answers from here. Okay, repeat the same process over here. Okay, so negative tangent, so will be second quadrant and fourth quadrant. Here we have our alpha and alpha. So we do the same thing again because our domain is from negative pi to pi. We will find from here all the way to here. Okay, so the point of intersection, one is over here, one is here. In the fourth quadrant, when it's in the negative region, then that will just be my negative alpha, which is negative pi over 4. Okay, and in the positive one, the second point over here, this would be pi minus pi over 4. Okay, pi minus pi over 4. Okay, so you can leave it in pi or you can just type in the calculator. I'll just leave it in pi here. Okay, so you should get negative pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4 for your answer. Okay, cool? Cool. Okay, 5 marks question here. Okay, second B. Show that for theta to for phi from 0 to pi over 2, you can prove that tangent phi over square root 1 minus cos square phi is equal to secant phi. Okay, so this is actually a proving question. Okay, they say show that this is actually a proving question. So just a 3 mark question. So what you got to do, you can see here, so we want to prove the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. So let's see what can we simplify here first. So 1 minus cos square phi. We know one of the identities is sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, right? So sine square theta is also equals to 1 minus cos square theta. So we can replace this part here as sine square theta. So let's rewrite it. So tangent phi over square root sine square phi. Okay, PHI phi. Okay, so let's try to simplify it. If you want secant phi, which is 1 over cos. Okay, so tangent will be sine over cos, and then over the bottom here, sine square, and then a square root, you will just get sine. Okay, so let's not put so many layers. So sine cos phi divided by sine phi. Okay, if you don't know this, so I'll just write every single step so you can understand it. Cos phi times 1 over sine phi. Cancel because we can simplify it, and you get 1 over cos phi, which will give you secant phi. Okay, which will give you secant phi. Proven. Okay, let's go on to question C. Okay, given that cosecant equals to negative 17 over 8, and that 3 pi over 2, x is in between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. Find the exact value of cotangent x. Right? So this is actually the first part of trigo. In fact, this kind of question hasn't been really coming out. As you can see, the pattern of the exam, they've been testing a lot of things that hasn't been coming out yet. So you all need to get really, really familiar with everything. Okay, so don't spot the questions. You all will be tested on everything. Okay, so what can we conclude from here? They say cosecant equals to negative 17 over 8. So when they say when they say a negative, right, it has something to do with the quadrant. And where is the quadrant here? Okay, so as you can see here, 3 pi over 2 to 2 pi, this is actually your quadrant 4. So quadrant 4, when we have cosecant is actually a sign, right? ASTC. So last quadrant, only cos is positive. Okay, only cos is positive. Therefore, sine will be negative. That's why there's a negative there. Okay, I'll draw it out clearer for y'all so that y'all can see. But let's just break down this one first. So 1 over sine phi will be negative 17 over 8, where sine phi is equals to negative 8 over 17. Okay, so if this is in the fourth quadrant, right, what we want to do is we draw this in the fourth quadrant. So we can clearly see how does this actually look like. So, okay, so the value that they gave us, right, is actually the triangle itself. So we put phi here, which is always to the x-axis, and then you all look here. Sine is so opposite will be here, 8 and h 17. Okay, they want us to find cot. Cot is toa. Okay, tangent 1 over tangent, which is toa. So I need my adjacent, right? Okay, I need my adjacent here. So let's just put here, this is called A. Okay, big A. So A, how can we find A? Because it's a triangle, okay, right angle triangle, we can just use Pythagoras over here. So for me to find A, I can just say A square plus 8 square equals to 17 square. Okay, where A square equals to 17 square minus 8 square, which will give you 225, where A is equals to 15. Okay, so here is A equals to 15, which is my adjacent side. So I want to find what is my tangent theta. And you got to remember also, tangent in the fourth quadrant is negative. So let's find the value first. Okay, let's find the value first. Okay, I just use this color. So tangent theta is equals to opposite over adjacent. Okay, which is, where's opposite? Opposite is here, right? Adjacent is this. So 8 over 15. However, because it is in the fourth quadrant, so we need to take it as negative. So all values of tangent and sine in your fourth quadrant, okay, tangent including is cotangent and sine is cosecant also, here will all be negative. That is the thing what we learned about ASTC. Okay, so next thing, cotangent theta, we just need to inverse it, so it will be negative 15 over 8. Okay, negative 15 over 8. This will be your final answer. Okay, 2 mark question only. Yeah, I have no idea, man. Like the way they've been giving up the marks, the hard questions, little marks. Okay, so yeah, just be extra ready. Okay, got a lot of students always ask me, you know, wow, teacher, what should I study for this? What's paper 2 and all? Okay, I wouldn't know, right? But always be prepared. Okay, always be prepared. Okay, let's go to question 8 right now. So question 8, the diagram shows the sector AOB of a circle. Center O with radius 15 cm. AOB is pi over 6 radians. Point C lies on OB such that CB is ACM and AC is a straight line. Okay, we want to find the exact value of A such that the, okay, what's the condition? The triangle, okay, the triangle of the area of the triangle AOC is equals, okay, equals to the shaded area of the shaded region ACB. Okay, so ACB, this part, and the triangle AOC, which is the non-shaded region, is equals to each other. Okay, so let's write an equation out first. Area of triangle AOC will be equals to area of shaded region. Okay, shaded area of ACB lah. Okay, area of ACB. All right. So for me to find AOC, yeah, OB is also your radius, so we can say that this entire thing is 15, and here will be 15 minus 8. Okay, so OC is actually 15 minus 8. So we can use the formula. Okay, if you all forget already, area of triangle will be half AB sine C. Then area of sector, okay, if you all forgot already, will be half R square theta. Okay, where theta is in radian, can never be in degree. Okay, so area AOC, we use a formula half AB sine C. So half times 15 times 15 minus A sine pi over 6 will be equals to, okay, so area of ACB will be the area of sector minus area of this triangle. Okay, so area of sector will be half R square theta, so half times 15 square, and your theta is pi over 6 minus, okay, the same formula of the triangle that we wrote on the left hand side, so half 15 minus A sine pi over 6. Okay, so let's solve this equation. So if you can see here, both of these are the same term, so I can both shift it to the left hand side, where it becomes 2. Okay, 2 times of this entire equation. So what we can do is 2 of this same exact equation. So 15 minus a sine pi over 6. Okay, where right hand side you are just left with half 15 square and pi over 6. Okay, so over here, 2 and 2 can simplify with each other. Okay, what else can I do? Okay, okay, so you see left hand side and right hand side, there's a 15 and a 15 square here, so I also can simplify. Anything else that I can do? Okay, let's leave it like this. Okay, let's see. Sine pi over 6, you can just type in your calculator. Okay, it should give you 1 over 2. Okay, 1 over 2. Right, then here also got 1 over 2 and 15 pi over 6, right? Okay, why I left the 1 over 2 there? Because here and here also we can simplify it. So 15 minus a equals to 15 pi over 6. Okay, let's rearrange it to find a. So a, I can shift it to the right hand side. So 15 minus 15 over 6 pi. Okay, you want to write nice. Put a at the left hand side. 15 minus 15 over 6, we can actually simplify it, divide it by 3. So it'll be 5 over 2 pi. A 4-mark question. Hey, I hope you all are still surviving so far. Yeah, I don't like this paper. Okay, I really don't like this paper. It's pretty tricky. Okay, I like it because it's challenging. Okay, but I don't like it because I'm worried for my students not doing well. Yeah, I mean, none of my students take February March paper, but those who are retaking, and yeah, normally it would be very rare, right, for students to take a February March paper. Yeah, I hope that all of you will do well also. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. For the value of a found in part A. Okay, so this is our answer, right? Okay, this is the value of a. Find the perimeter of the shaded region. Okay, perimeter of the shaded region. Give your answer correct to 1 dp. Okay, so perimeter of the shaded region, as you can see this green color here, it is made up of AC, BC, and AB. Okay, so let's derive this. How can we find AC? Okay, so we can use the Cos rule because we have here the 2 length, we have the tongue, so it's like a crocodile mouth. Okay, this is what I normally tell you. All right, we use Cos rule. We got a crocodile mouth. If you see a crocodile, you need to put a stick. Okay, you need to put a stick. So we can find a stick by using the Cos rule. For AB, we can use r theta because this is just an arc. So your r is 15, your theta is pi over 6. A is what we found already just now. Okay, so let's probably find AB first. So AB is equals to r theta, right? Because arc is equals to r theta, so we can find 15 times pi over 6, which is 5 pi over 2. Okay, so for this, we need to find OC first. So our triangle, so 15 minus A will be OC. So let's calculate for OC first. So this is for one of it. This is the second one. So OC equals to 15 minus 15 minus 5 over 2 pi. Okay, 15 minus 8, which is 5 over 2 pi. Okay, 5 over 2 pi. Okay, I should use this in another color. Okay, but this whole part, this part will be the Cos rule part. Okay, so that we can find what is AC. Okay, so using Cos Rule, okay, using Cos Rule, AC square is equals to 5 pi over 2 square plus 15 square. So A square plus B square minus 2AB. 2AB cos C. So pi over 6. Okay, just type the whole thing into the calculator. You should get 82.633. Okay, that's what I calculated. And AC, you go square root it, you should get 9.090. All right, last part. Okay, last part, the total perimeter of the shaded region. You should find AB plus BC plus AC. Okay, add it all up together. So AB will be 5 pi over 2, BC 15 minus 5 pi over 2 plus 9.090, which will give you 24.1. Okay, 24.1. All right, just a couple more. And okay, it's already 3:30 a.m. right now. Okay, 3:30 a.m. I can feel my body crashing right now. My brain is a little bit slower already. Okay, but yeah, this is the engineer brain. Okay, I think and live and I dream about mathematics all day. Okay, question 9. A vehicle travels along a straight horizontal road. At time t equals to 0, the vehicle traveling at a velocity w ms to the power of -1 passes point 0, point O. The vehicle travels at this constant velocity for 12 seconds. It then slows down with constant deceleration for 10 seconds. Okay, let me highlight this in another color. So constant deceleration for 10 seconds until it reaches a velocity of w minus 14 meter per second. Okay, so this is the second part. In the third part, it continues to travel at this velocity for 28 seconds until it reaches a point A 458 meters from O. Okay, so this is your journey. Okay, kinematics. Kinematics is a chapter that you all need to take note of because I think most of the textbook that you all are using does not have many examples on it. Okay, so especially on the graph, you all need to know how to sketch the graph, understand the logic of graph, the ST graph, your VT graph, and your AT graph. Most teachers neglect this is because you don't know, like the resource that we have doesn't teach you much about it. Okay, so please know how to draw the graphs also. Okay, please know how to draw the graph. So for this question, what you want to do is you want to draw your VT graph first. Okay, your VT graph. VT graph. Okay, so let's look at the first statement, the yellow color. Okay, they say traveling at W first. So it started at W and then it traveled for 4 seconds. Not 4 seconds, 12 seconds. Okay, so this is where it stopped at 12 seconds. And then it slows down for 10 seconds. So from 12 seconds onwards for the next 10 seconds until it reaches a velocity of W minus 14. So what we can see here is that it will travel for another 10 seconds. Okay, another 10 seconds, which will reach here until 22 seconds because 12 plus 10. It will travel until W minus 14. Okay, W minus 14. And it travels at this velocity for 28 seconds. So 22 plus 18, you will get 50. Okay, you'll get 50. 50. Okay, and then they say until it reaches point A, which is 458 meters from O. So when we draw, this is a VT graph. Okay, the VT graph is able to describe and to show the motion, okay, of this vehicle. All right, so what do we know about the VT graph is that the area under the graph represents the distance. Okay, so what we need to find, the distance below this graph is equals, okay, the area below this graph will be equals to 458 meters. So we can split it into maybe like this. Okay, this I think will be the shortest way. No, it's not the shortest way, but yeah, let's just split in this manner. You can split it however you want. Okay, you can like this, or the whole down here. You can find one trapezium and one square, but yeah, for this question, let's just make it to this tree section. So this tree section, which is your area under the graph, would be 458. Okay, so let's write down formula. So 12W plus half W plus W minus 14 times 10 plus 28, then W minus 14 will be equals to 458. Okay, let's just solve this. 2W minus 14 plus 28 W minus 392, which is equals to 458. And then you'll get 12W plus 10W minus 70 plus 28W minus 392 equals to 458. All right, let's gather all the W together, 12W, 10W, and 28W. We'll get 50W, whatever that don't have W, shift it to the right-hand side. Get 920, W will be 920 divided by 50, which is 18.4. Okay, 18.4. Okay, how many more questions do we have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do this. Okay, question B. A particle moves in a straight line. The velocity v of the particle t seconds where t is more than or equals to 0 is given by v equals to t minus 4, t minus 5, okay? Find the value of t which the acceleration of the particle is 0 meter per second squared. Okay, so what's the relationship between displacement, velocity, and time? So I always tell my students, write this, SVA, going down, differentiate, going up, integrate. Okay, so want to find acceleration? Let's differentiate V. So to be t squared minus 90? Yeah, 90. Okay, you just got to open up the bracket. 90 plus 20. Okay, differentiate V. Okay, because A is dV over dt, which will give you 2t minus 9. Okay, we want to find where A equals to 0, right? Because that's what's given in the question. So 2t minus 9 is equals to 0. T will be equals to 4.5. Okay, just a 2-mark question. Pretty easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 2 marks. Okay, question 2. Find the set of values of t for which the velocity of the particle is negative. So when v is negative. V is negative means v is less than 0. Okay, so we can just write v is less than 0. So you can see here, this is an inequality. Okay, this is an inequality. So how do inequality? just need to find the roots first. So t equals to 4, t equals to 5. Then we draw the diagram out. Plot your roots. And since it's below or less than 0, it is below the graph. So it will be in between 4 and 5. Okay, in between 4 and 5. Okay, last one. Find the distance traveled by the particle in the first 5 seconds of its motion. Okay, when they say the question, okay, when you look at the question and they say, find the distance traveled in the first certain amount of seconds. First thing that you all got to check, okay, check whether the particle reverses direction, okay, within this time frame. So now, as we can see here, we want the first 5 seconds, right? So we got to check whether the particle reverses its direction. How do we know whether it reverses its direction? We got to check when v equals to 0, does it have a t value within this range? Okay, so you check if the v equals 0, because what happened? When the particle reverses, it will stop first and then change direction and then move in the opposite direction. So you got to check. Okay, check if particle stops. Okay, how do I know if particle stops? This is when my v equals to 0. Okay, in the first 5 seconds. This is when we know that it's reverse direction. So we already got a v. V is given in the question. So v is equals to t minus 4, t minus 5. Okay, then when we know v equals to 0, what is it? T equals to 4 and t equals to 5. Okay, so within the first 5 seconds, right, actually it changes direction. Okay, it changes direction 2 times based on this equation, v equals to t minus 4, t minus 5. At 4th second, it changes direction because it stops. At t equals to 5, it stops again, but we only want the first 5 seconds. So it doesn't matter. At 5 means, yes, it will change direction again. However, okay, we don't care after 5 seconds, really, because we only want the first 5 seconds. Okay, so we need to take note of this. You always have to check. Not always the case that it will change direction. You have to check when they ask you to find the distance traveled. So what we know here, particle, okay, within the first 5 seconds, particle changes direction. Okay, changes direction at t equals to 4. So I just write down this statement first so that we are clear. Okay, so what we need to find? We need to find the displacement at this few significant timing. Okay, so you need to find displacement. Okay, which is what? S at t equals to 0, 4, and 5. Okay, this is the method to do it. Okay, let's see. So we know that v is also equals to t squared minus 9t plus 20. For me to get s, I just need to integrate v. So when you integrate it, you should get t cubed over 3 minus 9t squared over 2 plus 20t. You got to put the plus c. Okay, don't assume that your c is 0. But how do I know? And every time when how do you find c? Is when t equals to 0. Okay, s will also be equal to 0. Reason being, when time equals to 0, there's no displacement. Then you find what is your c value here. So in this case will be 0. Therefore, s will be equals to t cubed over 3 minus 9t squared over 2 plus 20t. Okay, then what do we need to do next? Find the position, okay, the 3 main position, which is 0, 4, and 5. So at t equals to 0, okay, you sub in just t equals to 0 into s. S will be equals to 0. When t equals to 4, okay, let's sub in t equals to 4 into S. So your S would be 4 cubed over 3 minus 9 times 4 square over 2 plus 20 times 4, which would give you 88 over 3. Okay, 88 over 3. Third one at t equals to 5. So where is t equals to 5? So S equals to 5 cubed over 3 minus 9 times 5 square over 2 plus 20 times 5. This will give you 175 over 6. Okay, so this is the position of the particle. Okay, yeah, might be probably easier for you to put it in a decimal place for you to read easier. Otherwise you can just use it in fraction like this. Okay, so now we draw the motion line. Okay, I think it's called a motion line. I can't remember what's the name. Okay, timeline, motion line. Okay, so at the start, this is where you are at the start. Okay, we put the S, okay, that means your displacement on the x-axis. So there are a few main points, right? Which is 0, then 175 over 6, and then 88 over 3. Okay, you gotta change it to decimal to see which one is smaller. Okay, so you know where to put for both of it. Okay, so at time equals to 0. Okay, this is where the particle is. At time equals to 4 seconds. This is where the particle is. Oops, it become a triangle. And then it reverses direction. Okay, this is when your time is equals to 5. Okay, so we need to find the total distance. Okay, if they say displacement, right, then we just find the final position in relative to the initial position. But this question is asking about distance. Okay, about distance. Okay, so your total distance, okay, your total distance will be equals to the yellow part, which is 88 over 3, plus the blue part, which is 88 over 3 minus 175 over 6. Okay, so yellow part, blue part. This is how you do your calculation. You'll get 29.5. Okay, 29.5. Oh my gosh, there's 3 more questions. Okay. Pretty long. Okay, let's move on. Okay, question 10. Relative to an origin, position vector point P is 3i minus 2j. Position vector of Q is 8i plus 13j. The point R is such that PQ equals to 5PR. Find the unit vector in the direction OR. Okay. Okay. So for me, right, what I teach my student to do, instead of writing I and J, right, we just write it in column vector. Will be much easier to do it. Okay, so let's find what is this PQ and 5PR first. So this is how I'll write it. OP equals to 3, negative 2. Okay, OQ equals to 8, positive 13. PQ is equals to 5 PR. Okay, PQ equals to 5 PR. Okay, so we know that PQ is equals to OQ minus OP, which is equals to 5 OR minus OP. Okay, so let's just sub it in. We want to find what is OR. Okay, we want to find what's OR because we need the vector OR, then we can find the magnitude, then we only can find the unit vector. So let's just sub it in. So 8 13 minus 3 minus 2 equals to 5 OR minus 5, 3, negative 2. Okay, let's simplify the whole thing so you can find what's OR. 5 OR minus, okay, I change it to plus so it's easier. Don't confuse so many different symbols. So this will give me negative 5, 10. Okay, so I want to find what is OR. So just bring OR to the left-hand side. So 5 OR equals to 5, 15 minus 15, 10. My eye is a little bit dry. Okay, equals to 25. Okay, 25. Okay, so let's find OR, you just divide it by 5 and you get 4, 1. Okay, 4, 1. So should know by now also how to find your magnitude. So OR will be 4 square plus 1 square, which will give you square root 17, surd 17. Unit vector will just be, okay, unit vector will just be vector divided by magnitude. Okay, you can write it like this, or if you are a little bit unsure whether to put it in IJ, you can just rewrite it as INJ also. Okay, but I personally prefer solving the entire equation in column vector because I don't have to keep writing out that I and J, okay, because just keep on repeating the same thing over and over again. Okay, this is one of the small tricks for your IGCSE that your teacher never told you. Okay, question B. The position vector of S is relative to O is lambda J. So that means this is OS. Given that RS is parallel to PQ, find the value of lambda. Okay, so OS we know is equals to lambda J. That means there's no X, there's no I direction. There's only lambda J. So we know that they say it's parallel. So PQ we know that is, just now we found it, right? 5, 15. Okay, you see above here, 5, 15. This was the PQ that we found. Okay, this side here. Okay, so let's see what is RS. So RS will be equals to OS minus OR. Okay, OS minus OR. So we give you 0 lambda minus what's OR? Just now, do you find 4, 1? Okay, 4, 1. This will give me negative 4 and then lambda minus 1. Okay, when they say RS is parallel to PQ, this is the method that I use. Okay, if you all think about it, right, in your mathematics, you all have learned this thing also, like called the directly proportional. It's sort of like that method. Okay, so what you need to remember for this one, if parallel, okay, then they are scalar multiple to each other. Okay, meaning, right, they are going in the same direction, but it might be 2 times bigger, 3 times bigger, 4 times bigger. We don't know. So we assume this value called K first. Okay, call K. The method, right, what you need to do is you just need to multiply it by K. So like this one, if we say RS is parallel to PQ, you just need to change it, the equation, to RS is K equals to KPQ. This will always work. Okay, there are probably some other methods that you all learn. It's fine also. Okay, but this is the method that I use. In fact, if you go to A levels, you also be using this. Okay, so let's just write the equation and then you can just find the lambda here. So you need to find what's your k first. So k 5, 15. Okay, then you put here -4 lambda minus 1 equals to 5k 15k. Okay, you can use your own method. It's totally fine. Okay, so we just compare the top value with the top one. And then the bottom with the bottom one, because I we compare I, then j we compare j. So this will be -4 over 5. Then j will be lambda minus 1 equals to 15k. Just now we found k will be -4 over 5. Okay. Which will give me -12. Okay, lambda, we need to plus 1. This will be -11. Okay, cool. Okay, we gotta finish this. It's getting too long, this video. It's 3:52 a.m. Okay, 3:52 a.m. My bed is calling me, but this is what I do for my students and all of you all over the world. Okay, short ad break. If you want to learn from me, I teach online class. In fact, I have students from all over the world tuning in every week. You can join my masterclass. Just head on to our website, www.nextgenacademy.co. Okay, not com, but .co. All right, and I'll be open to help you all. Like your parents know, you can join me, and yeah, you can see me, telling you jokes about math and most importantly, how to achieve your highest potential. Okay, let's go. Question 11. Okay, question 11. The diagram shows part of the graph y equals to 6 plus e, 4x minus 5, and x equals to 2. The line x equals to 2 meets the curve at the point B. Okay, where? B to B. Okay, and the line AB is parallel to the x-axis. Find the area of the shaded region. Okay, so first things first, what we want to do, we want to find what is B, because they told us that B is 2B, right? Okay, and you see here, this curve, right, will pass through B also. And we know that B is equal to 2. So what we can do is you can find B by substituting x equals to 2 into that y equation. Okay, so first one, find B. You sub x equals to 2 into y equals to 6 plus e to the power of 4x minus 5. Okay, you should get y equals to 6 plus e to the power of 4 times 2 minus 5, where you will get 6 plus e cubed. Okay, so your point B should get 6 plus e cubed. You want to change it decimal place also, it's fine, okay, because they didn't say to find to exact value. Okay, they didn't say to find exact value. So let's just write it out here first so that we are clear. This will be 6 plus e cubed. Okay, second part. Now, let's find the area under the curve. Okay, area under curve. All right, so we integrate from point A to point B. So this will be 0 to 2. And then let's integrate the equation. So 6 plus e 4x to the power of -5 dx. Integrate it. 6x plus e to the power of 4x minus 5 over 4, 0, 2. Okay, you will get 12 plus. Okay, sub it in. Okay, I won't write every single step for y'all. -0 plus e to the power of -5 over 4, which will get 12 plus e cubed over 4 minus e to the power of -5 over 4. Okay, so this is the area under the curve. And then we want to find the area of rectangle also. Okay, the entire diagram, just base times height. So just put this as a rectangle R. So 2 times 6 plus e to the power of 3. Okay, should give you 12 plus 2e cubed. Okay, 12 plus 2e cubed. And finally, okay, we want to find the area of the shaded region. Area of shaded region. This would be area under the rectangle minus area under the curve. Okay, so let's just say if I put this is A, this is B, formula of B minus A. Okay, so let's just put it in 12 plus 2e cubed minus 12 plus e cubed over 4 minus e to the power of -5 over 4. Type this whole thing into your calculator. You should get 35.2. Okay, 35.2. Let's go. Okay, last one. Okay, the last question. Very, very interesting question. I thought pretty hard on how to do this. Very, very interesting question. I've never seen it, I think, in the past year. Maybe I haven't done every single past year. It might have came out in the like the super old syllabus. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, this is a very, very interesting question. Okay, let's see. The diagram shows a right triangular prism of height h inside a right pyramid. Okay, so there's a triangular prism. You know what's a prism? Okay, it's a repeated cross-sectional area. And then inside a right pyramid, that means a pyramid with a right angle. The pyramid has a height of 12 and a base that is an equilateral triangle. Okay, so the entire pyramid is height is 12. Base, this is an equilateral triangle. So we know that this is 60 degrees, all also 888. ABC of side 8. The base of the prism sits on the base of the pyramid. So you see this prism, it sits on the base of the pyramid. Point P, Q, and R lie on the edges OA, OB, and OC. Okay, where's OA, OB, and OC? So OA, OB, OC. Okay, so this, all these 3 points, that means it touches lah. Okay, touches the pyramid. OABC. Pyramid OABC are similar. Okay, this part here is very, very important. It's similar. Okay, so let's see. What's the first thing they want us to find? Show that the volume of the triangular prism, okay, the triangular prism is given by this formula where A, B, and C are integers to be found. Okay, so you have to reread the sentence over and over again to really catch like what are the main points here. Okay, but I'll jump straight into it. They say, so one of the things that you all have to really focus on is that they say OABC and OPQR are similar. So there are some things that they have given to us already. So things like this entire thing is 12. Okay, the entire height of the right pyramid is 12. We know down here is H. So if we were to use similar, is it called similar? I can't think of the word. Okay, we can take ratio. Okay, ratio and compare it because it's similar to each other, right? So I want you all to look at the highlight that I put. So the ones that are in the same color, this is the right triangle. Okay, then the smaller triangle, which is on top here. Okay, this will be your base. This part here will be your height. Okay, this part here will be your height. And what's the height for this? This would be 12 minus h, because here down here is h. Right? So we need to find what is PQ first. So PQ over 8 will be equals to 12 minus h over 12. Okay, we are just comparing because they say it's similar. So the blue part, PQ, okay, can you all see here? Wait, no, PQ is not the blue part. PQ is the green part. So PQ and 12 minus h. So this is the small pyramid. This is the big pyramid. Okay, we are wanting to find what is PQ first. Okay, so PQ will be equals to, okay, I multiply it by 8. So 8, 12 minus h over 12, which would be 2 over 3, 12 minus h. Okay, this one, we just simplify it. And then PQ will be equals to 8 minus 2 over 3h. Okay, PQ equals to 8 minus 2 over 3h. Okay, why we need to find PQ? Okay, why we need to find PQ? Because PQ, to find the area of the volume of prism, okay, we learn in our math, right? So make sure you know the shapes, okay, formula of all the shapes. Prism will be cross-sectional area times by your height. Okay, remember, cross-sectional area times height. So let's write down the formula first. V equals to cross-sectional area, okay, times length. Okay, let's put length. Okay, so what's the cross-sectional area that we can find? Okay, another thing that they gave us, they say it is just now they say it here. Okay, it's a equilateral triangle, right? So that's why I wrote a 60 degrees here. And then they say that over here also it touches. Okay, that means, right, this triangle PQR, right, is also an equilateral triangle. Okay, it's also an equilateral triangle because here is 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, due to the fact that it touches here. Okay, it touches, sorry, this part here. So we know that there is actually, we can compare with each other also. So 60, 60, 60, just now we found what's the value of PQ, which is 8 minus 2 over 3h. We actually can use half AB sine C. Okay, so over here, for cross-sectional area, we can use half AB sine C. Okay, so AB will be the PQ, because all PQ, QR, PR, all also is the same length. So half AB sine 60 degrees. Okay, times, what's your length? Okay, the length will be just this part here, the height. Okay, the height, because we want to find the volume of the prism. Okay, the triangular prism. Okay, so let's just simplify this. Okay, we will get 1 over 2, 8 minus 2 over 3h, 8 minus 2 over 3h. Here will be set 3 over 2h. Okay, let's simplify this. We bring the ones that we can multiply outside first. So h set over 3, h set 3 over 4 whatever that's in the bracket, I put it in green color. So you see 64 minus 32 over 3h plus 4h squared over 9. Cross multiply it, you would get 16 sub 3h minus 8 sub 3 over 3h squared plus sub 3 over 9h cubed. Okay, they want us to present it in this form. Okay, you see, you factorize out a value which is sub 3 over 9, then arrange it in ah cubed, h squared, and ch. So maybe what will be easier, we just rearrange these terms into okay, h cubed first, then h squared. So sub 3, 9, h cubed minus 8 sub 3 over 3h squared plus 16 sub 3h. Okay, then we factorize out sub 3, 9. Okay, sub 3, 9. This one will be left with h cubed. Okay, so a lot of students always ask me like, teacher, how do I factorize when it's not so nice? Okay, actually what you got to do is you just got to divide it. Okay, you can just write it as 8 sub 3 over 3, then divide by sub 3 over 9. Okay, because we are reversing the process, we are factorizing it out. Later you have to times it. So the opposite of times is divide. So you divide it, you should get minus 24 h squared. Do the same thing also for the 16 sub 3. So 16 sub 3 divided by sub 3 over 9. Okay, you should get 144. Okay, plus 144, is it? 16 times 3. Oops, 16 times 9. Yep, 144. Okay, so this is how you get your 4 marks. Okay, how you get your 4 marks. Okay, for the next question, finally, the last one. Okay, this is a very, very long paper that I've talked about because so many things to discuss. I hope the next paper or whatever paper that you are taking is not as hard as this. All right, it is given that as h varies, v has a maximum value. Find the value of h that gives this maximum value of v. Okay, whenever they say these few keywords, varies, maximum value, think about your differentiation. Okay, your dy dx over dx equals to 0. In this case is v. So dv over dh equals to 0. So v we found in the previous question. So this part here you gotta get right the first question first. If you are wrong, you can't do it. Okay, so dv over dh would be sub 3 over 9. Okay, differentiate this first. Minus 48h plus 144. Okay, dv over dh equals to 0. Okay, so let's just take the equation on top and then we solve it. So sub 3 over 9, 3h squared minus 48h plus 144 equals to 0. Take away the sub 3 over 9, we multiply it. So it'll be 144 equals to 0. We simplify it, divide it by 3. H squared minus 16h plus 48 equals to 0. Okay, we're coming to the end. And factorize it, h minus 4, h minus 12 equals to 0. We get, whoops, minus 12 equals to 0. We get h equals to 4 and h equals to 12. Okay, how do I know which is the correct answer? So you have to refer back to the diagram. You see, they say the H value, right? So it's either 4 or 12. If you refer back to the diagram, 4. Okay, it should be 4 because you see, it wouldn't make sense that if H is equals to 12 because 12 is already this entire thing and H is smaller than that, right? Okay, so the only acceptable answer would be H is equals to 4. So based on the diagram, this is how our final answer is. And that is all for this semester. Okay, I don't know when the May-June paper will come out. I know a couple of you are sitting for your May-June exam as you watch this video, 2022. All the best to you. Once again, my name is Teacher Ivan. Thanks for tuning in. It's already 4:12 a.m. I hope that you all score well for your exam. Yeah, do share this video with someone who will benefit, and I hope to see you soon. All the best.